Hello again. Welcome back to this month's Vintage Rebellion podcast series on the die-cast spaceships from Kenner. This month, we're going to feature the TIE Bomber, often known as the Grail of Star Wars collecting, because it is quite rare compared to the other ships in the line, but perhaps not as rare as we think. Now, of all the ships, the TIE Bomber has probably got the least action features. So on the box, it just says removable solar panels to simulate battle damage. And you can see that these wings are still quite stiff on this one. Underneath, we have the bombing device here, but no actual bombs to drop, which is seems a shame, actually. Would have been a good feature to have. And an interesting curiosity is it's actually piloted by an Imperial Stormtrooper in Hoth gear. The Hoth Trooper there piloting it rather than a TIE Bomber pilot, who I assume would look a bit like a TIE Fighter pilot. Now, again, this is an interesting ship because it's only released in one type of packaging. So this is the Kenner release, US release, in the box, much like the rest of the Series 2 ships, because this is technically a Series 2 ship. You can see there, it's a die-cast and plastic toy, TIE Bomber. This one's been graded and they've put a protective box around the bubble because these are heavy ships and the sealed ones, the bubbles are prone to cracking. And another oddity on this one was actually signed to Clint from David Prowse is Darth Vader. And I feel a little bit guilty now that David's passed, but actually paid for that to be removed when this was graded. Sorry about that, David. But you can see on the back, it actually shows the Wave 3 ships, the Twin Pod Cow Car, the Slave 1, and the Snowspeeder. And this was released around the same time as those. So despite being Wave 2 and in very similar packaging to the Millennium Falcon, the Imperial Cruiser and the Y-Wing, it's technically released at the time of Wave 3. And I think this sort of relates to it being thought of as so rare. Now, it's often thought, and actually go to Star Wars Collector's Archive, it says it there, which we believe is wrong. I've checked with a lot of people behind the Collector's Archive. There's a fact that says that these were released in limited numbers, around 75,000, around Cincinnati, Ohio, headquarters of Kenner, as a test run to test the market to see if people like this ship. Now, actually, if you go on eBay any given week, chances are you're more likely to find a TIE Bomber on there than a Y-Wing, Imperial Cruiser, or Millennium Falcon in Empire Strikes packaging, Empire Strikes Back packaging. They're all similar rarity. It's a kind of the time when the line is being ended. The popularity of the die-cast line just isn't there. So Kenner have decided to end it. Hence, the TIE Bomber only being released in America. It's a big ship. Didn't feature much in in Empire Strikes Back. I think they decided, let's pull the plug. We just stick to the smaller carded ships, which sold better. So that and also there's various flyers out there advertising it for sale in other states rather than just Ohio. So it seems one of these facts. It must have come from somewhere, but it's kind of become a bit of an urban myth. Is that the right word? Urban legend. A myth anyway. So it isn't a ship that was released just in test numbers. It's featured on the back of all the later cards as well as something that you could buy. This was a production item. It's just in relatively low numbers because they pulled the plug just after it. You see far more Millennium Falcons loose out there than TIE Bombers, but actually, as I say, the Empire Strikes Back box Falcons are probably just as rare, if not a little bit rarer. So that's my take on it anyway. There was an Ingo talking of myths and urban legends. An earlier phase of my website, I had a fact on there that the TIE Bomber was the only one with a barcode on it, but that is actually incorrect. All the Empire Strikes Back ships have barcodes on. And that's now been repeated as fact as why this is more interesting, and this is how easily it's done. Actually, there's other websites, videos out there repeating that. So apologies for putting that information out there, but that is also incorrect. It's now off the website. This is just another production issue ship, which doesn't make it very exciting. But anyway, let's have a look at this box. So we've seen on some of the other boxes the alignment of the sign panels. You can see that these ones are all the same alignment in common with the other Empire Strikes Back ships. But otherwise, there's not a lot to say about it, really. A nice item, pick one up if you see it. Not quite as rare as you'd think, but still a pretty rare item in the diecast world. Thanks for watching. See you next time.